Okay, CompaqPi Part 2. Now you'll notice that I've actually put the motherboard, original 286 motherboard, back in the computer. Why is that? Well, I just took the dodgy capacitor out of circuit, and I just wanted to show you that in actual fact the CompaqPi is good. There we go, it's doing a memory check. It's got a whole 1 megabyte of RAM. Diskette failure, that's because it's not installed. Okay, and then it's saying that the BIOS system's not set and the time's not set. I'll explain that as well in a few seconds, but if I go into that and then press F10, you can see that it goes into the setup, and I put the time in. Okay, so you can see, yes, that the clock's not working. The issue was... where's it at? The issue was this capacitor here, which had gone short circuit. So at the moment it's just disconnected. Now if I was going to reactivate this computer, I'd have to find out what that capacitor was. Well, basically it was across the 12 volt line, and that was bringing it down. Before I do that, I think I should point out this thing here. This is the BIOS battery backup and real-time clock, and the battery is actually inside this package. Basically, from what I've seen on the internet, if you want to fix the BIOS and real-time clock errors, you've got to start digging away at the side of the case and expose the battery which is contained within it, and then piggyback a separate battery onto it, which is not ideal. But anyway, that's information for a future upgrade if this ever needs to be put back into service. So that little aside there was just me wanting to test that the motherboard was okay with that capacitor removed and was working. But what really drove that decision was the fact that I've decided to put this I don't know if you call it a dot or board or what, but this board back in. And the reason I've decided to put it back in is because the fan, which you can see there, I thought would just be across a straight 12 or 5 volt line, but it isn't. It actually goes through what I believe to be a thermistor there, which makes it a temperature control fan, and I thought that was quite neat to use. So what I've decided to do now is to pull my 5 and 12 volts off this socket here, which used to be for the hard drive, and that should give me all the power I need. However, an interesting thing happens. If we switch it on, you'll see that the fan starts and then stops. The fan starts and then stops. And that is, and if we go across, let's get make it a semi-blocker computer here. I'm not even kidding. Right. So if we go across the 12 volt line, you will see. Hang on, there we are. Come on. There, the light comes on, the light goes off. Light comes on, light goes off. So basically, the power supply is pulsing on and off. Now when you look into the specifications for this power supply, it does make a reference to a minimum of 1.5 amps on the 5 volt circuit, and if we go now on to, well, you can see that the whole thing powers up now. Okay. The fan, right, okay, it's tripped out. That's probably because I wasn't making a fantastic contact for the 5 volts. Okay. So I need to make sure that I'm pulling a decent bit of current on the 5 volt line to get the power supply to switch on. That is, I don't think, going to be an issue. But if it is, because I'm running a hard drive off that as well, but if it does turn out to be an issue, I'll just have to install light bulb or something across the line just to draw that extra bit of current out of it. Right, okay, so that board is now going to stay in. Rated the Raspberry Pi from its case, and I've decided that it's going to sit here. So I've marked up the base of the computer, and I'm going to start drilling some holes. Hopefully this is the only damage I'm going to be doing to the 286, and if I ever do end up selling it or inheriting it, when the motherboard goes back in, you won't be able to see what I've done anyway. So yeah, so here we go. Okay, got my 4 posts in. Okay, so that's done. It's in nice and secure now. Like you say, I've put it into such a position that cables are in there now. So now I need to build. I need to get power from here to a power supply bus. I think about putting a USB A socket in there as well, and then having that just use a standard USB cable then into the power in on the Pi. So it's come together quite nicely, and hopefully a few more goes at it and I'll have something working.